Do you know who Amanda Bynes is?
Of course.
So this is probably one of the best things ever. So Amanda Bynes, she wants to start a podcast, right? She's been like a wacky person on the internet. She kind of rules.
Yeah.
She's like a
what was
maniac.
the movie she was in?
She was in
The one where she was like the soccer player. That was like the one. That was her famous.
Oh, Johnny, if you don't mind, find the famous movie that Amanda Bynes was in.
I think David Cross was in it as well. That was like the movie that she became famous for. It was like she's like the soccer player.
She was a Disney star.
Yeah,
though.
but it was like a high school. But this was like the movie, and then it totally went off the rails from there. How are we looking? All right,
he's
anyway,
not finding this soccer movie. I'll tell you that much.
She's the man.
She's the man.
Okay,
Yeah, it was a big one.
that's Danny's relationship.
Hairspray remake.
What?
Hairspray remake. Yeah,
Hairspray
but
remake.
She's the man was like popular.
Okay, so, but she's been wacky on Twitter every once in a while she comes back, and then for the last like year she's been talking about how she might start a podcast, and I feel like this is just very indicative of everyone we know and people that are it's like the guys who have the guy version is the business that they plan on starting, and then the girl version is I don't know. They're all. I guess they're all the same thing.
Hobby.
They're all kind of some version.
Crock
I'm
pot. They're gonna finally use.
How many people? I'm going to start comedy. I'm going to start my own cupcake shop. I'm going to start a personal training business. People have a lot of things they're going to start, right?
Yep.
So she does podcast. She does one episode. This is what she said after her first episode.
I want to thank everyone who watched the first episode of the podcast. I had the best time filming it. It was so much fun. I also want to thank Dahlia Moth for being an amazing first guest on the show. Also, we are filming the next episode in 2 weeks. I hope you all tune into that.
So she's having a good time after episode one.
Yep.
She does first episode.
She's got a good schedule going.
She's got a good schedule.
An hour every 2 weeks. That's all she can handle.
That's all she can handle. She's done one episode. She bigged it up forever. She has a good time doing the episode. She goes, the next one, we're going to film, by the way. You didn't hear that part. Filming in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I think she said filming.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
filming in 2 weeks. So that means it's going to come out in about a month. So it's going to be a once in a month drop, and this is kind of your whole thing. And then 2 days later, this is the drop that she makes.
So even though the podcast is doing really well and the response has been great, I am going to take a pause on it for now. We are not able to get the type of guests that I'd like on the show, like say Jack Harlow or Drake or Post Malone. So maybe
Unfortunately,
the A-list of A-listers in the world do not want to come to
episode 2.
episode 2 of the. Well, she probably saw that Bobby chick or whatever, and she goes, "Well, she
That's
gets
me."
good guests. I'm more famous than her. Who the fuck is she?"
Well, I said that when we started our podcast, episode 2. I go, "Oh, Rogan's not responding to me, so this is some bullshit."
I guess time to pack it up, huh?
Well,
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
I guess it wasn't meant to be because I reached out to Michael Jordan. I reached out to Michael Jordan, Drake, and Joe Rogan, and guess what? Neither of them explained.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man.
But that's a story as old as time.
That's so funny because I wonder if there was someone in her ear being like, yeah, maybe we'll be able to get.
Oh, yeah, well, obviously we'll get this no-namer episode 1.
Yeah.
Obviously episode 2 will be Drake. Episode 3 will just probably be The King.
Sure.
Episode 4 will be Obama.
Yeah, just normal stuff, And then you're like, you don't want to maybe wait 10 episodes just so people know. I mean, she's mostly famous now for being crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Like, she's not famous anymore for anything other than just like.
She kind of kicks ass, though.
Yeah,
How much of a maniac she is.
Yeah, but she's only famous now for getting tattoos on her face and just being mental.
Looking weird.
Yeah. So
she's sort of become a poster person for like her face looks like it transformed a lot.
Yeah, and you know what's so weird too? If she had any sort of real kind of advice or like good advisors, they could be like, you probably could go do the rounds on a lot of pretty huge podcasts.
People will have you on.
Yeah,
and she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do that, I guess.
That's called work, Danny.
It's work to build a podcast.
But she's gonna have to travel now. Now she's taking a plane.
That's a good point.
Get that fuck.
She's probably
outta
on some
here.
sort of no-fly list, or she probably only flies private, but she can't afford to fly private, so she just.
Well, that's a big problem. Yeah,
it's kind of an issue.
But I just feel like I've seen this story so many times of like talking about starting something for 6 months, doing one little bit of it, and then being like, "Well, it didn't work.
Yeah,
I'm not a billionaire yet."
You go,
The fuck is this? I'm not a billionaire yet.
Hey man, no one to fold them. As they say.